Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'll be sharing with you 10 fun facts about South Korea. South Korea never actually had a split with the North. To explain this in more detail, I do have to give a little backstory. Japan ruled over Korea between 1910 and 1945. Both American and Soviet forces liberated Korea in 1945 and agreed to occupy the peninsula temporarily. Unfortunately, the Cold War happened and negotiations between the US and Soviet Union regarding the unification and independence of Korea didn't go down too well. The UN decided in 1947 that both the US and the Soviet Union would withdraw troops and hold a free and fair election for Korea. The Soviet Union boycotted the elections because they didn't believe the elections would be fair, so the UN held elections in the south only, while the Soviet Union continued to occupy the north. The year after, in 1948, the election was held in May, and the Republic of Korea formally took over from the US in August that year. A few months later, in September, the North would declare itself the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, with Kim Il-sung as Prime Minister. That was a rather long story to explain a point, but the point was that there was no Korea to split, because between the Japanese occupation in 1910 and the foundation of North and South Korea as we know it in 1948, there was no Korea. So what really occurred was South Korea was founded in 1948, then a few months later, North Korea. In South Korea, you are born as a 1-year-old instead of 0 like in most places in the world. It doesn't end there either. Everyone ages a year older on New Year's Day, meaning if a baby is born in South Korea in late December, he or she would be 2 years old in just a few days. So most people in South Korea have a Korean age and a Western age. After some further research, I found that this is common in China and Japan too. Hopefully this isn't too much of a tangent, but many of you don't know I am half Japanese, and so I had a conversation with my mother regarding the Japanese age, and she mentioned that this was definitely the case in the past, but more and more Japan is shifting towards westernization. She also mentioned that many parents would not register their baby until a few days after New Year's Day if they were born late in the year. This was in large part due to the societal attraction to younger women, and so parents didn't want their daughters starting life at 2 years of age. This had me thinking for a second, because my grandmother was actually born on January 3rd in the mid-1930s, and so I asked the question, was this what happened to Grandma? She then stated that this was indeed the case. This had me shocked, because it was news to me. My grandmother was celebrating her birthday on an arbitrary day when her parents decided to register her birth. Of course, the immediate follow-up question was, wait. So when is her birthday? Sadly, not only does my mother not know, but neither does her grandmother. Many families practice holding births of their daughters, however not many talk about it. In fact, after asking my grandmother herself, she said sometime in September or October. This again had me in shock for 2 reasons. Firstly, September and October are quite a few months away from the New Year's, and so she was held for that long prior to registering her birth. I was under the impression that it was only the case for December babies. Secondly, she herself had so little clue when she was born, she couldn't even pinpoint a specific month. That was sad. Sorry about that distraction, I just thought that it was an interesting nugget to share. Let's get back to the fact. South Koreans do still celebrate their birthday on their birth date. For documents, school, driving and consent, you would use your actual age, or as some call it, their Western age. However, to purchase alcohol and cigarettes, you have to be 20 years old in Korean age. Fewer than 300 Korean family names are currently in use, and the 3 most common, Kim, Lee and Park, account for nearly half of the population. This is because the family name itself is not the sole identifier of heritage as it is in many other parts of the world. Each family name is divided into 1 or more clans, identifying the clan's city of origin. For example, the most populous clan is Gimhae Kim, that is the Kim clan from the city of Gimhae. Clans are further subdivided into various branches, stemming from a more recent common ancestor, so a full identification of a person's family name would be clan, surname, branch. Many South Korean men regularly use makeup. In fact, South Korean men spend more per capita on skincare than men anywhere else in the world. On a side note, the male skincare and grooming industry is worth more than $1 billion and is set to grow by 50% over the next 5 years, in large part due to the consumer base in South Korea. Seoul, South Korea is the global plastic surgery capital. The high-status neighborhood of Gangnam reportedly has 500 aesthetic centers alone. Yes, Gangnam is the same Gangnam referenced in Psy's Gangnam Style. Why so many plastic surgery clinics? Well, South Korea has the most plastic surgeries per capita on Earth, with over 980,000 recorded operations in 2014 alone. That's 20 procedures per 1,000 people, placing it well ahead of US at 13 procedures per 1,000 people. Also, Korea has had more operations per capita since 2009. Furthermore, many of the best plastic surgeons reside in Seoul. The most popular surgery in South Korea is the double eyelid surgery. Unlike many Westerners, most Koreans have monolid eyes, which means there isn't an eyelid crease. Many see this double lid as a sign of beauty. Some think monolids make them look sleepy and so get the surgery. Furthermore, the recovery time is very short. Lately, many other surgeries are becoming popular, like the body contouring surgery, anti-aging surgery, and the jaw restructure surgery. Many public bathrooms in South Korea ask their patrons to throw their toilet paper into the trash. Signs outside public bathrooms explain that this is due to low water pressure of the flushing system that doesn't allow the toilet paper to be flushed. This is extremely unsanitary and a major public health issue for public bathroom facilities. The practice of throwing out used toilet paper into a trash can began in the late 1980s after the 1988 Seoul Summer Olympics. Before the Olympics, nearly 70% of all public bathrooms in Seoul had squat toilets without plumbing systems. The government replaced as many squat toilets with flush toilets in 1988 because they didn't want to give a bad impression to visitors during the games. The toilet paper at the time seemed to clog their toilets, and so people started using trash cans to dispose of their used toilet paper. The Boreal Mud Festival is an annual festival which takes place during the summer in Boreal, a town around 200 kilometers south of Seoul, South Korea. The first mud festival was staged in 1998, and by 2007 the festival attracted 2.2 million visitors. The mud is taken from the Boreal mud flats and trucked to a beach area where it is used as a centerpiece for the Mud Experience Land. The mud is considered rich in minerals and is used to manufacture cosmetics. In fact, the festival was originally conceived as a marketing ploy for the Boreal Mud Cosmetics. You can just imagine how far they must have surpassed their initial marketing goals, to the point that the event is so much more than a marketing gimmick. In early 2015, South Korea legalized adultery. Prior to legalizing adultery, a cheater would face up to 2 years in prison. While I despise cheaters, I believe the law and government should stay far away from the intimate matters of their citizens. Far, far away. While the law was ruled as being unconstitutional, the vote of the bench of 9 judges was 7-2. This to me was the most amazing part of the ruling. The 2 judges that disagreed with the decision said that legalizing adultery would hurt efforts to promote family in South Korea. As divorce rates in 2000 was 40% and 47.1% of those was because the spouse had cheated. While I see their point, I could not disagree more. What they don't see is that the stats proves that the law should be removed and not kept. If 47.1% of divorces occurred due to cheating, and the consequence of cheating was up to 2 years in jail, does that not show you that jail time does not hinder the decision of cheaters on whether or not they cheat? South Korea is famous for its practice of crime recreation. Citizens suspected of crimes such as murder or rape are led by the police in handcuffs to the scene of the crime and ordered to publicly reenact the crime. To make the reenactment even more humiliating, media is invited to take pictures and publish the details of the crime. To top it all off, dates for the reenactments are in newspapers so the public can show up, watch and hurl insults at the alleged criminals. Yes, you didn't hear me wrong. Citizens suspected of crimes, alleged criminals, are put through this reenactment process. While South Korea is definitely not known for its liberal criminal rights, I think this is more than over the top for citizens alleged of committing crimes. In 1972, Jeong, a South Korean man, was forced to act out the murder and rape of a schoolgirl, a crime he allegedly committed. As he acted out the event, people were screaming at him, yelling things like, "Kill this guy!" As horrible as this was, it gets even worse. As you might have guessed, Jeong turned out to be innocent. In South Korea, most restaurants will deliver straight to your apartment via a motorcycle driver. On a side note, these drivers are notorious for speeding through traffic to deliver their food on time. After you're done eating, you can just put your dirty dishes outside your door because the delivery guy will come for them later. That's pretty damn awesome if you ask me. Almost all restaurants deliver, even McDonald's. And if someone starts to crave a few Big Macs at 4 in the morning, that's not a problem. McDonald's will deliver 24/7. A whole new world of customer service you never thought could exist for fast food outlets does exist in South Korea. If you enjoyed those facts about South Korea, please leave a like and share this video with your friends. If you have a video suggestion, do let me know in the comment section below. If you want to be kept up to date with content as I release it, be sure to subscribe and feel free to watch previous videos. Thanks for watching.